Okay, great Tuesday morning from the Integrity Station, Splash 105.5 FM. Good morning to you, wonderful people. Thank you so much for tuning in at this time. This is bringing to you another edition of Sports Bang from Splash 105.5 FM. Ibadan, the capital city of Oyo State, is where we're broadcasting live from, and it's my pleasure to be your host again today. My name is Tunde Olawuwo. This morning, I've got Blessing Fowe and Fermi Adibwega, and together we'll make sure that the next 30 minutes you are kept up to date with all that is happening in the world of sports. Just so you know that you can listen to us on our website. Visit www.splashfm1055.com. Just click on the icon that shows Listen Live. I hope you've downloaded the Splash FM app. Well, it's the biggest thing in town right now. 3-in-1. You know, I think I need to take this opportunity to talk about it. You want to listen to Splash FM in Ibadan? You want to listen to Splash FM in Abeokuta? That's 106.7.
Yes.
Or Lagilu 96.7 in the city of Ibadan. Just one app, does it for you.
At your fingertips.
And of course, you can navigate yourself through. So, I don't think it gets better than that.
Indeed.
In Ibadan here, you're listening to Abeokuta. You're also switching to, for instance, as we are right now, you may want to hear what Amzat and his friends, especially the one with the strange cap every day, what they're doing. Technology has made the world absolutely simple and interesting. Well, today, remember, we can count with our fingers the number of days before the Paralympic Games. That is one event that you're sure that Nigeria certainly and Nigerians will do you proud. Historically, we've always been great on that, and let's hope that we keep it going. Well, quickly, let's just bring up to speed what we have on our table. We're starting from tennis. Naomi Osaka broke down in tears before resuming our first news conference since the controversy over refusing to speak to media at the French Open. Osaka became emotional shortly after being asked about dealing with media in this format, and the Cincinnati Masters video call was briefly altered. Earlier, the Japanese star said she was proud of the stand she took in Paris. At May's French Open, four-time Grand Slam winner Osaka said she would not do news conference to protect mental health. At Tuesday's conference, everything had initially gone smoothly before Cincinnati Enquirer columnist Paul Doherty asked how she balanced the benefit of being a big media profile with not talking to them. Elsewhere, Antimore made the most of his white card entry to the Western and Southern Open with an opening round 6-4, 6-4 triumph against Frenchman Richard Gasquet. And, switching to the Paralympic, spectators again will not be allowed at the Tokyo Paralympic Games because of the city's ongoing struggle with coronavirus. Organizers have confirmed the Japanese government also proposed expanding and extending the country's state of emergency with the Paralympics beginning on the 24th of this month, as well as in the stadium, fans were also requested not to attend road events. Organizers confirmed spectators will not be allowed at events in Tokyo, Saitama, Chiba, and Shizuoka because of infection rates in those regions. School children will still be allowed to attend at the request of local authorities or school administrators. Meanwhile, Team Nigeria's camp at the World Junior Athletics Championship Nairobi 2021 was in a happy mood yesterday following the arrival of 4 athletes from the United States. The World Athletics Under-20 Championships begins tomorrow and will run till August 22nd. The country's contingent to the championship comprises 24 athletes and 5 coaches, as well as some officials of the Athletics Federation of Nigeria. The athletes are Favor Ofili, Bess Ehere, Udodi Onwuzurike, and Dubem Aneme. Ofili, who is one of Africa's best junior sprinters listed in this championship, will compete in 100 and 400 meter relay, while Ehere is Nigeria's flag bearer in the high jump. Udodo will compete in 100 meters and 200 meter events, just as Aneme will challenge for medals in 100 meters and 200 meters. Other athletes in Team Nigeria squad here in Nairobi include Praise Ofoku, Olayinka, Sholademi Olajide, Chukwuma Obi, Tima God Bless, and Anita Tavuri. Also in the team are Favor Ogenetejeri Ashi, Godson Brome, Fakorede Adekalu, Mabilo Nicholas, Kingsley Onoji, Tina God bless, and Adekalu Nicholas Fakorede. Wow. Bayelsa State Governor Senator Duedere yesterday announced cash rewards to Bayelsa-born Tokyo Olympic silver medalist Blessing Obrojudu and the winners of the 2021 Aitio Cup Bayelsa United and Bayelsa Queens. Obrojudu got 4 million naira, while the top 25 registered players of both United and Queens were rewarded with 1 million naira each. The governor at the official reception in honor of the victorious Bayelsa sportsmen and women in Government House Yenagua also announced a 1 million naira reward for Brodudu's coach, Mr. Victor Kodey, a former wrestling champion himself. A statement by his chief press secretary, Daniel Alabra, quoted the governors announcing cash rewards of 1.3 million naira for the technical advisors of both teams. Also rewarded were the club's board chairmen, who got 1.5 million naira each. The governor equally directed the immediate release of 2 coaster buses to both teams. Okay. Motivation. Good morning to you, Blessing for work.
Good morning, Tunde. Good morning to Feromi. Good morning to the city. Great to be back here again on Sports Bank this morning with lots and lots to discuss as usual, as always. And, of all the stories that you've read, the one that jumps to me most is about the Paralympics. Talked about how, this is one event that's almost certain for Nigeria every time we go to the Paralympics to bring in medals into the country. Now, I'm looking at our records in time past. We've always had medals to show for it. In the last
Olympics,
we
were the best in Africa.
Indeed.
From Africa.
Rio de Janeiro, that's in Rio. I think we had about 10 medals, 11 medals. Before that, London 2012, we had about 11 medals as well. Before that, in Beijing, we had medals. In Athens, we had medals. Sydney, we had medals. Atlanta, Barcelona. We've always come out with medals. And it's always one sport that has been so dominant. That is powerlifting. Imagine if powerlifting did not go to the Paralympics, just like we had boxing that didn't go to the Olympics because of mix-up by officials of the federation. What would that have, turned out for us? So for me, that's the story that jumps at me the most, and I'm really looking forward to seeing Team Nigeria perform so well. Lucy Ejike, the captain of the team, has been talking about how they want to break records, and I hope that we won't repeat the mistakes that we made with the Summer Olympics. I mean, administratively, now I hope that we do not repeat such mistakes with the para-athletes.
I hope the Minister of Youth and Sports will be there as well.
Well, his attention will be divided, really, because while you're looking at the Paralympics in Tokyo, you're also looking at the World Under-20 Championship, which is starting tomorrow in Kenya. Yes, in Kenya, Nairobi, Kenya. So his attention will be divided somehow. And then I feel like he's going to...
he should be at the Paralympics and get somebody to attend.
Yes, but I feel like he will be at Kenya because, number one, the pressure is on him.
Which one is bigger?
The Paralympics is bigger.
So it should be the Paralympics.
Indeed. Tunde,
if it was there for the Summer Olympics, well, we didn't even do particularly well.
This is why I say I feel like he will be at Nairobi, Kenya, because pressure is on the athletics AFN, the Tonobo Kokoa, the crisis going on the AFN. Yeah. And at the moment, it looks like the WA has now accepted Tonobo Kokoa as their, recognized federation president. And of all the things that went on with out of competition testing for the athletes, all of those pressure, I feel like the minister...
So you need the minister in Kenya?
I feel like he might say to himself that, okay, maybe I should be there. I feel like this is just my opinion.
This is something the FN cannot undo.
Exactly. I'm just about to come in.
Okay, I understand.
My opinion anyway. That's why I feel like I'm just giving the reasons why I feel like he might want to be there. But of course, you could also.
But I think they will need him. They will need him at the Paralympics. I mean, they need the minister to be on ground.
Definitely.
To serve as a morale booster, somewhat for them. This is, for this para-athletes, this is also the biggest time of their career.
Definitely.
So they need all the attention. This is an under-20 athletics competition. The AFN can handle that.
Yeah, definitely.
Farami, good morning.
Good morning to you today. Good morning to Blessing. Good morning to our wonderful listener. We've actually discussed a lot about Paralympics, which is very, very important for this athlete at this point in time. It's one particular aspect in Nigeria that we do so well and we excel excellently when it comes to actually winning medals. Blessing has been able to do justice to the number of medals we've actually won so far. And of course, the captain, definitely talking about Lucy Ejike, she has been very, very wonderful. I think she's won about 3 gold medals and 1 silver so far representing Nigeria, and that's something really massive. So for me, I think, the sports minister must actually be here to support these guys. I think it's a must for him to be here, for you to actually go and support the regular Summer Olympic guys. guys, I think you should be here to actually support them as well.
Follow me, I'm seeing a name here, Godson Brumen.
Yeah.
That's
I think that's the brother of
it is.
It's
that
Brume,
is
yeah.
Brume's younger
Yeah,
brother.
yeah.
I mean, athletics runs in the family, you have to say. And he also has, I think, one of the fastest times in 100 meters nationally this year. So he's also someone for you to look forward to. Like I've been saying, I mean, these names on the 20 championship, these are guys that eventually will translate into being at the world scene. And then some of the athletes who were at the Tokyo Olympics that were not allowed to compete because of the out of competition issue, testing issues, somebody like Fever Ofili, they will be around as well. And look at this as an opportunity for them to, what we couldn't do at the Olympics because we were not allowed.
And there's an opportunity again for AFM to actually right their wrongs, to start doing the right things at this point in time. If there is another flop again this time around, I think they should not be spared this time around, because it will be seriously, because it will be so disastrous that we're having flops back to back in major events. So this time around, I think Okowa has everything right now to make sure that things are actually a go to plan right there at Kenya, and hopefully we'll come back with another wonderful performance right there.
Okay, so to our dear commentators, especially as we look forward to the next Olympics in Paris, France 2024.
Yeah.
Hopefully they would have gotten used to these names.
Yes,
and they won't be won't be something like Gotin Group. Quickly on tennis before we move on.
Yeah.
Naomi Osaka back, on court again, but this time around, guys wouldn't stop asking her about our decision at the French Open of opting not to speak to the media. Do you think it's time we put this behind us?
First off, it's her first press conference since she pulled up that stunt, so it's unavoidable that she will
stunt. Really?
Sorry. Pardon my words.
Blessing. Now you are now thinking like a journalist. Yeah. Maybe I should talk to somebody more considerate.
Pardon my words. Pardon my words. But yes, before she did that, of course, she said it's something that needed to be done. She needed to take a stand at that point. But it's the first time she's returning to the press conference, so there is no way she would not expect to have.
Let me ask you, Blessing. If you were in that room and you were given the opportunity to fire the first shot, just ask the first question.
As a journalist,
were you going to ask?
As a journalist, I would ask that question as number one question. As a journalist, but I like the subtle way in which this particular journalist asked the question. I mean, how do you balance the benefits that you get from being a big media profile? I mean, you have gained so much. Sponsors, money from being a big media profile, only for you to come out and say, okay, I'm not going to talk to the media. How do you tend to balance that? I feel like I love the way that question was asked in a subtle manner.
Okay, subtle manner, but still the same question.
I mean, it didn't rile her up, so she cried, but of course she was calm and all of that.
She cried, but she wasn't riled up.
She wasn't throwing tantrums. That's what I mean by being riled up today.
Blessing, she cried.
She cried, but I mean, it was just letting out the steam.
Okay, I hear you. AFCON 2021, Eagles may face Egypt, Cape Verde, Comoros as draw holds in Yaoundé. The draw ceremony for next year's AFCON finals will hold in Yaoundé, capital of host nation Cameroon, today, with three-time champions Nigeria in pot 1 of the draw, and with the possibility of being drawn against seven-time winners Egypt in pot 2. 2022 FIFA World Cup foes Cape Verde pot 3 and the gritty and gutsy Comoros team that recently achieved a first ever qualification for the African Cup of Nations in pot 4. All teams in the same pot avoid one another, but they could be drawn against any in the other pods, so no one can rule out the likelihood of the Super Eagles clashing with the Pharaohs, the Blue Sharks, and surprise packets. Clarkant. Wow, this some names. The draw ceremony finally starts preparations for all teams concerned. However, the disruption caused by the global coronavirus pandemic means the AFCON 2021 is now to hold January 9th to 6th of February 2022, with the qualifying series of the 2022 FIFA World Cup finals yet to be concluded before the AFCON. The knockout rounds for the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 holds in March 2022. We wish them all the best ahead of the draw. All 6 Premier League clubs involved in the failed European Super League have been allowed to retain European Club Association membership. Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City, Man United, and Tottenham, as well as AC Milan and Inter Milan, not forgetting Atletico Madrid, have rejoined the ECA until 2023 after leaving back in April. The ECA said it ends a regrettable and turbulent episode for the game. But hey, what happened to Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Juventus? For now, they've not been reinstated. The trio are the only clubs among the 12 founding members of the Super League, which have now renounced the breakaway competition. We'll see. This is going to be a long drawn battle.
A long one.
I think there's some kind of concessions that these three teams want to extract
out of
from UEFA before they open, because obviously they cannot continue with the European Super League.
Exactly.
But the question is, what exactly do they want? I think they should actually come out and tell us what exactly.
They won't tell you.
Okay. Talk to UEFA. It's not looking like they're talking to UEFA.
No, they're having meetings.
I think Perez is a very adamant and stubborn person, and he feels that he can push.
It's not just about Perez.
What about
I think it's majorly about him. I understand
Barcelona. What about Barcelona now? It was about Bartomeu. Bartomeu left. Laporta has.
Do you know that the brain box behind all of this is the Florentino Perez?
It doesn't matter.
These other clubs are
big clubs too.
Yeah, I understand.
And on their own, they're saying, "Look, we are staying put."
Okay.
There are things they want.
All right. To support what I just said now, I mean the deal that was supposed to be given to La Liga clubs, talking about that part, CFC, CVC deal, definitely. I mean, before Barcelona actually rejected it, he got a call talking about Laporta from Florentino Perez. It was about actually accepting that deal, and everything changed.
It's business. You always want more.
Definitely, you always want.
So
more.
They want more.
Of course, and I feel like UEFA themselves look at the magnitude of not having these three teams in the Champions League, for instance.
They know they cannot.
They know they cannot afford to not have them. They have to have them. That's the reason why they will find a concession. They can't.
Who says we can't have the Champions League without them?
Without Barcelona, without.
I mean, if they continue to push through
the
with
only one
this,
saying we can have it without them.
Who says we can't? I mean, if they continue pushing through without this, it's looking like it's three of them against the world. Can they actually win the battle?
Revenue for
it's not looking like they can.
It's so they have to consider that against the world.
That's just the way it is, as far as I'm concerned. Because majority is against them at this point.
Don't be so sure.
We just have to wait and see how it
what we saw back then was some kind of public posturing. It doesn't necessarily
mean that even the other teams who have been reinstated, you think they weren't strong-armed somehow?
But see, I like the way this is playing out. We can only keep our fingers crossed and watch how things unfold. Belgian international goalkeeper Thibaut Courtois, who had been under contract until 2024, has now extended his stay at Real Madrid until 30th of June 2026. Wow, this is some, basically vote of confidence on him. Barcelona president Laporta claims it was lied to by predecessor, Josep Mario Bartomeu. Well, he has revealed the Spanish club is 1.35 billion euros in debt, describing the situation as very worrying. The club's wage bill currently accounts for 103% of total income, and that is after the let go of Lionel Messi. It looks like no Messi, still problem.
Definitely, yes. Of course. This is something that has actually piled up over the years. So it's not about only having Messi out. Exactly.
And years of
mismanagement.
So who else can they let go of now?
They even want to get Aubameyang.
No. I don't think. I think that's those are just rumors.
And giving Arsenal Coutinho in return.
It will be so very nonsensical if they decide to actually go for Aubameyang at this point. Yeah, definitely. It's not about the performance now. It's not about the performance now. It's not about the performance now. It's not about what it's going to bring to the club.
So what makes it nonsensical?
It's about the fact that you are adding more financial woes to your problem at this point. They need to sell players, not bring in players that will add more to their wage bill at this point in time.
No, maybe Aubameyang will earn less.
Really? Aubameyang will not leave Arsenal to Barcelona to earn less. I don't think so.
And to think that PK have to take a massive pay cut just so they can register
Lionel Messi is expected to make his PSG debut in the Ligue 1 clash away to Reims on the 29th of August. Yes, we're waiting. We're waiting for that. Maybe it starts with 4 goals.
We look at that.
And in England, Switzerland captain Granit Xhaka has signed a new contract. Surprisingly, at Arsenal, that is set to run until 2025, and Romelu Lukaku is expected to be involved for Chelsea against Arsenal on Sunday. I don't know if that's some good news.
It's not good news.
Quick one, the BBC Premier League update to the back.
BBC Premier League update from the home of Premier League football.
Hello, I'm Paul Serres at the BBC Sports Centre. Harry Redknapp says his former club Tottenham Hotspur won't be left short if star striker Harry Kane leaves the club. The England captain has been heavily linked with a move to champions Manchester City, who Spurs beat in their Premier League opener on Sunday. Kane has today been named in their Europa Conference League squad, and Redknapp says whatever happens, the club shouldn't need to chase signings before the end of the transfer window.
I know they need a centre forward, obviously, but they've signed a central defender for 40-odd million, which Daniel doesn't normally spend the money till he gets it in. So I think that, they'll do one or two deals. Tottenham, they'll have players lined up. There'll be deals ready to click into place as soon as this deal, either before the Harry Kane deal or soon as Harry's deal's done.
Son Heung-min scored the winning goal without any assistance from Kane on this occasion, but the former City and Spurs midfielder Michael Brown reckons he won't always be able to go it alone.
If Kane is to go, he needs someone else to support. We've seen Lucas Moura was great in attacking options and really was sharp yesterday. Bergwijn as well, getting opportunities. He missed a good chance, but they'll give him confidence to get that result. So they do need more. We know that, but it all hangs on Harry Kane.
Sir Alex Ferguson has paid tribute to former Manchester United director Maurice Watkins, who's died aged 79, saying he was unflappable, his legal experience was invaluable, he was a true gentleman. Watkins was the current British swimming chairman, but spent 28 years at United, during which time he guided them through the legal process surrounding Eric Cantona's infamous flying kick on a Crystal Palace supporter. And for more football news from the BBC, go to bbc.com/football.
BBC Premier League update from the home of Premier League football.
Okay, great to have you back on Sports Bank. Before we leave, let me start with you, Feromi. Tell me one deal that you would still like to see.
Oh, really?
We close the transfer window. The transfer window.
That's a very huge one. Well, I wouldn't expect.
You didn't see that coming.
I didn't see that coming. I wouldn't expect any deal for Barcelona. As a matter of fact, I think nothing is coming from them. But hey, maybe Ronaldo to PSG.
To PSG.
To balance things
up. Like seriously, you want to have Ronaldo and Lionel Messi?
I really want to see them play together.
You can only have that maybe in 2022. But the deal I'm looking forward to has to be Harry Kane to Manchester City. I want to know if there's still substance in that.
I ask again. Who needs more? Who needs Harry Kane more? Spurs or Man City?
Harry Kane needs Man City more. He needs to win trophies. And of course, City.
There's Nuno in town. Maybe he can win trophies.
How many trophies has Nuno won? Before getting
it was coaching Wolves.
Who cares?
Now
FA Cup was there.
With an ambitious
Carabao
club.
Cup was there.
Really? You just said ambitious? I don't see Tottenham as an ambitious club.
Okay. Thank you so much, Blessing Forward.
Thanks for having me this morning.
And thanks to Feromi.
Always a pleasure to be here
thanks
today.
Thanks to Molu for being a great aunt this morning. Sports Bank will return later this evening, 6:30. Please don't miss out on that one. My name is Tunde Olawuwo. Have a fabulous Tuesday and bye-bye.
Splash FM 105.5.
mo tún ti fún Messi against anambolo owó ṣe mo sí yún la.
ẹ̀yin tèmi báwo ni o àǹfààní láti jẹ $100 million má ti ṣí sílẹ̀ báyìí.
níbo jámísì.
ní Mozart Bet ló ti ń ṣẹlẹ̀.
odidi $100 million. báwo mo ṣe lè jẹ́.
forúkọ sílẹ̀ pẹ̀lú Mozart Bet lọ sórí ìkànnì www.mozartbet.ng ìyẹn www.mozzartbet.ng iye owó tó o bá fi bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìforúkọsílẹ̀ ni wọ́n á tún fún ẹ padà lọ.